You could be priced out of this market. If you want to know what to do, watch this video. Everybody, Cristina Ingram here with the Ingram Group of Keller Williams Realty Las Vegas, and here to talk to you about interest rates. Yes, they've gone up. We've been telling you all year that they've gone up, and they've jumped up. They've jumped up about 1%. We're close to about just under 5% on a 30-year and right about 4 on a 15-year. So depending on if you're looking to do a 30-year or a 15-year, that's right around the rates that you're looking to do. Now, what does that mean for the market? So, I've been hearing again, everyone thinks because interest rates go up, you automatically think home prices are going to soften and go down. There are a couple things, actually one main thing that's driving these prices up, and that's there are no houses. So, once we figure out how to have our supply shortage increased, it will have more of an impact on how it slows down the market. Right now, I don't think that the market is going to slow down greatly like a lot of buyers are expecting. Now, a lot of buyers are going to be priced out because you're going to be able to buy less, because when your interest rates go up, your monthly payment goes. And that's how you're qualified, based on can you handle that monthly payment? So if the monthly payment knocks you out of a certain price range, your buying power goes down the more the interest rates go up. We are expecting several increases. They're doing this basically because inflation right now is, I think, at an all-time high at 7.9%, and I think that's the most it's been in probably over 30 years. So the government is looking to really slow down the economy because the hyperinflation is not good for the general public. They're good for the rich people, but it's not good for everybody. So everyone who's hoping that the market is just going to plummet like it did in 2007 and 8, chances are that's not going to happen. Two different animals driving this market. Back in 2007 and 8, you had irresponsible lending and irresponsible borrowers that drove to the crash in the mortgage industry. So that was an actual bubble. Right now, we just don't have the inventory, and the people who are buying are qualified. So most of you, if you are in the market already, most likely were in a bidding war on most properties. And there was someone who came in there that swooped in, and you've heard of the stories, $50,000, $100,000, $200,000 above appraised value or above list price is where they came in at. That's just not going to go away. Those buyers are still qualified and still can buy those homes. There's just going to be a smaller buyer pool on homes. The appreciation will still be there this year. It's just not going to be what it was last year or even in 2020. So the last 2 years, we appreciated more than 30%. Last year alone was 23%. So we're probably going to appreciate for the remainder of this year, maybe between 7 and 10%. So nothing like we saw last year, but it's still going to be a seller's market. Now, sellers, what that means for you is you are going to get a shrinking buyer pool, so you can't expect your house is going to fly off the home in hours. It's probably going to take days, maybe in a few weeks. It's still a seller's market. You're still going to get a good price. You still need to price reasonably. You still need to have a clean home, again, because those are the homes that are going to have the bidding wars versus the shitty home that looks like crap. Those are going to be the ones that you can get a deal on. So buyers, if you're out there and you can swing the work, still look for those type of homes, because there are going to be those sellers who don't have an agent that at least explains to them how this works, that you got a crappy home, you're only going to get 1 or 2 buyers. You got a great home, you're probably going to get 50. Look for those deals. They're going to be out there. I do think that the market is going to continue to be busy, probably through the fall season. We're going to keep monitoring it on how this interest rate affects it. This has been about a couple weeks now that the interest rate made the jump. and it really hasn't slowed down. There's not a lot of homes being listed. There's still a lot of buyers out there compared to the homes. So once that ratio evens out, we're going to see bidding wars, just not as bad as we've seen in the last 6 to 8 months. So it's probably going to lighten up a little bit for most buyers. Investors are probably going to fall out because they're not going to, especially if they're financing, they're not going to want to take on, most likely they're going to be in the closer to a 6%, because when you're buying as an investment, you're getting a higher interest rate. So a lot of investors are probably not going to want that because they were getting close to free money, and their cap rate was a lot higher than they wanted to get. So most likely investors who are financing most likely will fall out. So recommendations going forward: if you're a buyer and you think you're being priced out and you're going to think about going back into renting, that's fine. You can do that. Just ask yourself, are you okay with not investing in yourself and investing in someone else's purchase? Because that's still ultimately what you're doing. You may need some time, get some more money saved. That's always a good idea. If you're thinking about getting into the market, please get pre-qualified. Make sure you have a bunch saved. Don't think you're going to go in and win in this market with no money down. You're going to have a little easement as it goes forward because there's not going to be as much competition. I just don't see prices softening like people think they're going to soften, and there will be a correction at some point in time. We just don't know when that's going to be. So if you're also thinking of getting out, you've got to think, what is it going to come down from? Is it going to come down from after we appreciate another 8%? Or is it going to come down tomorrow? That I don't have a crystal ball, so I don't know. None of you have a crystal ball either, but I do live, breathe, eat the real estate market. So I have a pretty good thumb on the pulse of what's going on. Sellers, again, keep the house clean. And if you're willing to let it go without making any repairs, reflect that in the price. Otherwise, it's going to sit and you're going to be very, very disappointed that your house is not moving as quickly as you would think, because you're not willing to at least give a little leeway for people who are still in the market coming in. Your buyer pool is going to shrink, so keep that in mind. If you're thinking of selling, do it sooner versus later. Because if you do it later when everybody else does it, then of course you're not going to get top dollar, because then the inventory problem would be solved. But that's not happening right now. If you'd like to consult with me, if you're thinking about selling or if you're thinking about buying, please feel free to give me a call. Numbers here on the screen, and we'll set up a confidential consultation for you free of charge and find out what your options are and what you can do. And as always, please hit like and subscribe, and remember to click the bell so you can be notified of any of our new videos, and I will talk to you guys next time.